Greetings, beautiful earthlings, and welcome back to Star's Cozy Corner, where I don't particularly care what I look like. I just want to be comfy cozy, and I want to talk to you guys about tarot. This is actually my first video that I'm ever doing at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you would think as someone who does YouTube that that's normal, but that doesn't usually happen, so I'm super excited to do this one. I just realized it's been quite a while since I did a video for you guys, and like I said before a bajillion and one times, if you guys want to keep up with me, the best place to do that is over on TikTok. I constantly post on TikTok pretty much daily, but you know, if you guys are not a part of the TikTok crowd, I'll still come jump over here every once in a while and kind of update you guys, but you know, sometimes it just might not be the best looking video. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, following up from the last Cozy Corner episode, I wanted to tell you guys about the decks that I am bonding with, and I also kind of wanted to talk about like shop updates and life updates and kind of just talk to you guys a little bit, if that's okay. And if you guys are brand new here and this is your first video, I'm terribly sorry that this is your first video you're walking in on. But yeah, I'm in my jammy jams, so you guys get your coffee, get your tea, get your water, whatever you're drinking, and come hang out with me for a little bit, friends, and let's have a little chitty bang bang chat over here. I no longer have my avocado boxes over here. This is all packing boxes now for my shop, so we'll get to that. Okay, I will talk about shop updates and everything for those of you guys who want to stick around till the end, but for those of you guys who are only interested in what decks I'm bonding with this week, let's go ahead and start off with this beauty right here. I know you saw it in the thumbnail, and this is the Seed and Sickle Oracle, the beautiful new Oracle deck from Liminal 11. I have quite enjoyed bonding with this and just shuffling through it. It's very pleasant to shuffle through because it's like small and it's just pleasant. It's new, you know what I mean, you guys? Those of you who, like me, often get new decks, it's always nice to just chill with a new deck and just shuffle through it and just get to know it. And I have been spending a lot of time looking at this deck without the books. So for those of you guys who have not seen my Seed and Sickle review yet, I did already do a review. I believe I did a walkthrough as well on that, so if you guys want to check those out, I will link those in the description for you guys. But I have been getting the itch to play with this deck because I feel really terrible about not having messed with it yet. So I've been looking through it and just kind of getting a vibe for it as I would with any other deck that I have, you know, brand new deck. So I'm not looking at the books yet because the books are terrifying to me. The fact that there's 2 books and there's like 4 different ways to read each of these cards in both books. I don't want to think about it at the moment, but it's very helpful when you get a new deck to just spend time with it, to look at the pictures and to see what types of emotional responses the pictures evoke within you, and what types of like memories or, you know, sensations or things like that the cards also kind of evoke in you, because it will also help to solidify the meanings when you do start looking at them. So these are absolutely stunning pictures. If you guys haven't seen them, I definitely recommend checking it out. But the good thing about this deck is that there are other things in the imagery outside of, you know, just flowers. So some of them have, you know, animals, some of them have things like swords. I saw a key in here, you know, then you've got the sickle. I did notice as well, kind of cheeky, that the first card in the deck is the seed, the last card in the deck is the sickle, so that makes sense, it's the seed and sickle. But these are a lot of like flowers and herbs, and if you already kind of have a good feel for the types of things that, like the types of properties that each of these, you know, herbs and flowers hold, that might also help you to have an added layer of like meaning to the cards while you are bonding with it. But I have been really vibing with just looking through, like this one's probably my favorite card, the poppy card with the little skull in there. But just looking through all of these pictures, just looking through and looking at the imagery, the colors, you know, things like that, and just getting a good feel for the vibe of this deck before I start trying to work with it, and just shuffling it, just putting my energy into it, just kind of taking in what the cards are, taking in what the, you know, what I know about these plants or herbs or flowers, and just kind of doing a little first impressions on this deck. Has been very nice to kind of just chill and not like worry so much about reading with it, not worry so much about learning the meanings or anything, or learning to work with it, but it has been very nice to shuffle through. Just a very pleasant little deck to shuffle through, because it is that thicker cardstock, but it is a smaller deck. I do believe there's only 50 cards in this one, so it's not so much to shuffle through. And then, like I said, they do feel a little bit smaller. I don't think they're as small as the new chapter. They might just be basic size, but just because there's less cards, it doesn't feel as big. And then it is that nice like gloss, like soft gloss, where it's not not brightly glossed, but not all the way matte, if that makes sense. It's just very pleasant to shuffle through right now, and I'm just having a nice time bonding with it, especially because it smells brand new. It smells like a book. Oh, so nice. But I don't even have a bag for this one yet. I do have a lot of bags made. You guys already know I do make bags. So it's not like I have a shortage of bags. I just haven't picked a bag. Sorry, my chair is really loud. But yeah, that's the newest one that I've been shuffling through and just kind of playing with. That's not, again, it's not a deck I'm familiar with. It's not a deck that I have done readings with or anything, and it's not like I'm rebonding with it. I'm kind of just doing first impressions, just bonding with it at the moment. So that's very nice. Like I said, I will try my best to start working with that deck in a timely manner for you guys to kind of really learn the ins and outs of that deck, for those of you guys who want to know more about it or want to work with it or have it, or you know, what have you. But you know, I'm getting there. I don't want you guys to think like I just abandoned it because it was overwhelming. Like, I'm getting to it. But the other deck that I'm working with right now is actually has actually become a deity deck. So a lot of you guys know that I have this one. This is the Borderless Centennial. Very beautiful deck. One of my all-time favorites. I really didn't use it very much just because I love it so much. I didn't want to mess it up, and I was terrified I was going to mess it up before I got a new one. I did want to get a second one just in case I ever messed this one up, or they went out of print, or they stopped making them, or whatever. But this is my new best buddy. I have been shuffling through this one a lot, and I do want to say, I know I've said in past videos that I don't like shuffling through my cards if I'm having a lot of emotions, or if I'm having a rough time, or things like that. This deck, actually these next decks that I'm showing you are are exempt from that. These are kind of my all the time decks, and I don't treat my Thoth that way, my Thoth Tarot. So that one has been put away because I'm kind of going through a tough time right now. But this one I do put more of my energy into, and I don't care what it is I'm going through. But I do preface that by saying I have the luxury of having a deck that I can do that with, because I do have such a multitude of decks. I do not suggest, especially to beginners, I do not ever suggest doing that to, you know, your one and only deck. Please don't overbond with your decks, especially if you're using them for readings, or if that's, you know, your first deck and you're trying to get the hang of reading with. I definitely don't suggest doing that, but I mean, you know, that's how you learn. But this deck, again, because it is a deity deck now, I do shuffle with this a lot. I do play with it a lot. I do read with it a lot. I've been doing a lot of readings for myself lately. Technically, they're not me reading for myself. It is my deity reading for me. I've been doing a lot of mediumship work with this new deity of mine, because this is a very active deity, and they want to do a lot of work all the time. So that's kind of why we decided on using this deck, because this is a deck that I already love, I'm already bonded with, I'm already familiar with, and because it is a Rider-Waite-Smith, I don't have to think when I'm reading with it. You know, it's just one of those things where I can just kind of mindlessly read with this one, and I'm 100% comfortable with this deck all the time. I cannot say that for all of my other decks, but this is so beautiful. I do not bridge shuffle my cards lately, I've noticed. I haven't really been doing that a lot. I've been doing that a lot for other people's readings, or for if I'm doing a formal video reading for myself, I will pre-shuffle the deck at least once, because I've noticed I do kind of just enjoy overhand shuffling right now. Just more comfortable, just feels better. I feel like I've kind of gotten my fill of bridge shuffling, and I only do it if I know I'm doing a reading. That way I can really give it a good shuffle, give it a good mix up, you know. But this deck now sits on the altar with the Territorial deck. Those are both decks that this deity likes to use. And if you guys know who the deity is, I'm sure you can tell why they also like this deck. But I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm very comfortable with this deck. I really love this deck. I can always handle this deck, and I've never put such negativity into this deck that I feel like I can't hold it. So like I was saying, where I do kind of shuffle this all the time no matter what, I don't feel like it's really absorbing much of my negativity. It helps that I do cleanse it. I keep it with a stick of selenite. I keep it on the altar charging. So I just don't feel like it absorbs any negativity, or at least it doesn't give it back to me. And it's a very good, very reliable deck, so I don't mind shuffling it like that all the time. And the other deck that I have here that, again, is one of those I shuffle all the time decks is my other, if I can get it out, my other Rider-Waite-Smith. So this is the other full-size Rider-Waite-Smith that I have. This is the basic one that I do sell in my shop with the beginner tarot kits. And you know, I had to have one for myself to open it and review and everything for you guys, just so that I kind of knew what it was like, because before this deck I had only had the in a tin Rider-Waites, and you know, the mini, the all of that. But this one is my higher self deck. So again, I don't mind shuffling this one all the time, regardless of how I'm feeling. I really do love shuffling this deck any which way, because it fits perfectly in my hands. And the cardstock is just so good. So good. I feel like you can never ever go wrong. Oh, hello. I feel like you can never go wrong with a Rider-Waite-Smith. It's just always 10 times out of 10 so pleasant to shuffle with, so beautiful, so clean. And I think that's why I'm kind of just bonding with these ones right now, kind of just taking it easy. So for those of you guys who like haven't really been keeping up with me, I can't get away from that Lovers card today. Good grief. Let's I like closing my decks on a on a like a positive card, so the next time I open it, like I see a positive card, and I just keep, it's like Lovers, Four of Wands, the Fool. Okay, there we go, the Sun. That's me. So if you guys have not been keeping up with me on TikTok, you have seen, I'm sure, I've been pretty quiet lately on, you know, on Instagram. I have like actually pretty much deleted my Facebook. I don't do anything over there anymore. I keep forgetting I have a business page on Facebook. And I pretty much only do things on TikTok. It's just more fun. And I'm very quiet over here as of lately, because I recently, oh, my phone's trying to do an update. So I recently just got a job, or a 9-to-5, you know, day job. So on top of my shop, being outrageous this past month, I do also have like a job to kind of shuffle now on top of that. So it's been a lot to deal with and kind of get the gears moving on. But for those of you guys who like have been keeping up with me, you know, I've been doing a lot of work on like money magic lately. I'm really trying to work on healing a lot of my my negative emotions and my traumas around money, because I'm the type of person where I feel like, you know, money's the root of all evil and I don't need money and blah blah blah, and hence, you know, the position I'm in life. So I've been trying to heal all of that and do a lot of money magic work and a lot of you know, tying the money magic into working with my plants and learning, you know, the life cycle of plants and what plants need to grow and all of that stuff. And learning all of that has kind of helped me to be a little bit more patient with myself with things like my shop and, you know, my tarot business and, you know, getting a job and all of that. And, you know, learning that, you know, saving money isn't going to come quick. I'm not going to get out of my parents' house tomorrow. Like, it's just not going to happen. I can't expect it to, and I can't be mad when it doesn't happen. So I've been very steadily spending a lot of time just healing a lot of my trauma around money, my trauma around like work ethic and all of that, because, you know, I was raised to be a workhorse, and that is constantly fighting me at all times, where I'm like, I'm not doing enough, I'm doing too much, I'm not doing enough, I'm doing too much, I'm not seeing any results, I'm doing too much and I'm not seeing results. And it's just kind of a constant battle in me. So I've been trying to kind of reframe the way that I see all of this stuff, all of this, you know, hard work and work versus results and, you know, goal setting and things like that. I was never a person in my young life to set goals, because I was the type of young person that I didn't think I was going to live to see 18. So I just never had any goals. I was like, I'm just going to do what I want to do and do what I like to do and fly by the seat of my pants and hope something works. And I used to just kind of throw everything at the wall and just hope something stuck. So I'm trying to like learn to be responsible, learn to do things the right way, and learn to, you know, plan and set goals and manage money and save money and, you know, pay things off and, you know, pay on my credit and pay on my loans and pay on, you know, all of that stuff, and just take my time resetting my foundation. I feel like I've, you know, being here was a big wake-up call for me to kind of dismantle my foundation and rebuild it. So that's what I've been doing, and also doing it with a bit of money magic and a bit of manifestation work and, you know, all of that. And it's been very fruitful so far. And a million things are going right in my life, and it's scary. I never thought I would be scared of like progress and success, but once things start moving, and they start moving really fast, and, you know, you just, it does get a little scary to go, oh my gosh, so many things are going right. You know, I didn't realize I had that in my head, where I thought something was always going to go wrong, where I thought, you know, things can't go right for too long, something's got to go wrong. And I realized having that mentality my whole life, I was kind of sabotaging myself a little bit. So, you know, I've been just kind of trying to get out of that and restructure my brain a little bit. Anyways, all of that was really long-winded to kind of talk about my shop. But I've told you guys before, I didn't have any like goals with my shop. I didn't have any goals with my YouTube channel or anything, to be honest. I just kind of was like, let's see how this goes. And I've been having a lot of like little business ideas for my shop, and I've been kind of slowly implementing them. And what I started doing this month was, every bit of free time that I find myself sitting in my room trying to just peruse TikTok, if I have a little bit of energy, I'm doing something for my shop. I'm reorganizing, I'm, you know, planning, I'm doing whatever I can, and it's been working a lot. Like, the more energy that I put into the egregore of my shop, the bigger it's getting, essentially. And I had a sale, a Halloween sale, and of course I've been doing packing videos on TikTok, and oh my goodness, that sale was insane. I sold out of so much stuff. I had to restock my little crystal freebie mix a bunch of times. I didn't even have the right boxes a couple of times. Like, it just really blew me away. One, because I knew it was just temporary, right? So I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is the future of my store. I did great, right? No, I knew it was temporary, and I knew that it was because of the sale. But I also learned to appreciate it in every day, because I was working real hard every single day to get all of these orders packed and filmed, because I was doing packing videos for TikTok. So literally every single day was packing, filming, sending out videos, all of that stuff. And it was intense. It was very intense to get a little taste of what small, like, successful small businesses do in a day, especially if they're run from home by somebody, just one person, right? And it also kind of gave me a taste of what I need to be doing better for my shop, how I need to be more prepared for things like that. That way I'm not, struggling when it happens. If I do get hit with a lot of orders at once, I'm not freaking out about it. I'm not panicking about the things I don't have. I'm not, trying to shove 5 packing videos into one day, and just things like that. Like, I realize I can manage that time a little bit better. I do have a couple days for each order. I don't have to get it all done tonight, but that's why I have all these boxes over here now, because I did have a couple orders where they bought multiple boxed kits. I have boxed kits, and they bought a couple of them, and then they bought a bunch of other stuff, and I just didn't have boxes for it. And I mean, it was so amazing. It was such a beautiful blessing, because in the entire time my shop has been open, I've never had that happen where I've needed bigger boxes. I've always had those really small, these little small priority boxes. I've never needed anything bigger than that. Nobody ever ordered more than one kit at a time. Nobody ever ordered more than a couple pieces of jewelry or a couple tarot bags at a time. But to have people ordering, multiple kits on top of multiple pieces of jewelry and multiple tarot bags in one order, and then coming back the next day and ordering more, just blew me away. It was so beautifully stressful, because I never imagined my shop could do that well. I never planned for my shop to do that well, and it got me really excited to stock up for Black Friday and Christmas. And I'm already planning how we're gonna do this now, because that girls on TikTok love that crystal freebie mix, let me tell you. So the freebie mix on top of the sale, people were buying 4 bags of freebie mix, and then not only just buying that, they'd go buy a tarot bag, some jewelry, a kit on top of that. And it just was so amazing, because doing what I was doing before, where I wasn't really promoting anything, I was kind of half-assing everything, and I was just hoping sales would come to me. I was doing that because that's what I expected my shop to do. I didn't expect it to do well. I didn't want it to do well, because I didn't want the extra work. I didn't want to be bombarded with sales. I didn't plan for it, because I didn't want it. And now that I wanted it, not only did I didn't just want the money, right? I don't care about the money, because the money goes right back into the shop. I've said that a trillion times. I don't get any of the money from the shop. It goes right back into stocking things for the shop. So it's not that I wanted the money from the shop, right? It's that I wanted the work ethic. I wanted the confidence. I wanted the pride that comes with owning a shop and getting sales and doing well and having my shop doing well and having people interested in my shop. And once I reframed my mentality around money, as opposed to just being like, I want money, I need money. Once I reframed it to, I want work ethic, I want motivation, I want fruitfulness, I want, to have to stock up on boxes, to have to restock things constantly, to, just all of these little things, just that little tweak in mentality really changed the way that I see the shop, and really changed the way that I perceive working and making money. And it's been so fruitful. Like, I cannot explain to you guys how crazy the month of October was for me. And that's why I've just been so quiet, because I've just been working my little butt off. And that also came with getting another job. And my YouTube channel is this close. I am literally this close to being able to monetize my channel. And that's literally going to give me 4 revenues of income. And all of that happened in about 2 years. From me being depressed, crying on my parents' couch because I didn't have anywhere to go, and I spent all of my money sending my stuff out here. And I was pregnant and single and didn't have anything, didn't have 2 pennies to my name, didn't have a single damn thing. And just to see that it just takes reframing your mentality to change all of that. I realized the only thing holding me back was me. It was literally just me, because I didn't want to work for it. I didn't want to work harder. I didn't. And I just wanted to be depressed, essentially. Like, that's what it boils down to. I wanted to wallow in my depression. I was comfortable wallowing in my depression. And I didn't want to work. I didn't want to get up. Literally. And that is like the hardest thing I've ever had to admit to myself in my almost 30 years of life, is that I hit a point in my life where I was so low that I was surviving again. And I just didn't want to do anything. And I just didn't want to exist. But I was. And I had to. Do you know what I mean? So, long story short, I have a lot of projects all over the place right now. A lot of new projects I'm throwing into the shop. A lot of new pieces that are going to be going up. As much as I love making tarot bags and making jewelry, I've found a bunch of new things that I also want to throw into the shop to build the inventory, kind of diversify it a little bit. And I'm just, everything's so different right now. I've just never seen the world this way. Everything's green, and I don't mean green like money. I mean everything's green. Like, I put all of my plants in my room to also kind of remind me of the fruitfulness. And anytime I start feeling a little bit down, I notice I start taking care of my plants. I go look at them. Do you guys need to be pruned? Do you guys need to be repotted? Do you guys need to be cleaned up a little bit? Making sure that, I'm not over or underwatering you. Do you need sun? What do you need? And I do that to my plants, and I do that to my daughter. But I don't do that to me, and I don't do that to the things that I want. So I am just kind of enjoying life right now, and I think that's why I haven't wanted to take the time to stop and make videos. Making videos for me was kind of a way of dealing with a hard time giving myself purpose in that hard time, right? So that's why I've been telling you guys in the past couple videos, like, please, if you guys have any questions, any ideas, anything you want to see in a video, please tell me, because literally YouTube's taking a backseat right now. Like, this, YouTube's taking the furthest backseat right now, because I'm just riding the wave right now of working with my new deity and all of the amazing work that we are doing. It's so beautiful, so amazing. So I feel like another video's coming about my new deity. If you guys don't know, if you've made it this far in the video, I might as well just tell you, because this has been a long jibber jabber, so I know a lot of you guys are going already. But I have recently started working with Loki, and that in and of itself is a lot to unpack. You guys know I was a Christian. I was a Christian witch. That's how I got started with all of this. I was working with the goddess Aset, or Isis, and things have changed a lot. Things have been just moving at a crazy pace, and I don't really want to take the time to like catch everybody up. I just want to keep moving. And I think that's what I love about TikTok so much, is that I can just make these short little videos and keep moving, and everybody can keep up with me if they want to, and you know, it just keeps moving. That's how TikTok works, you know. Everything's, you see things today and tomorrow you see more things. And I feel like that's just kind of how the world is right now, where it's like you see it and then it's gone, and then you see more things tomorrow and then they're gone. So if you guys want a video about me and how I started working with Loki and all of that, you can definitely ask about that. If you guys like are not on TikTok and you want to know a little bit more about that, I would love to do a video about that. I've been very shy to talk about it lately, because I felt like I was going to get a lot of backlash for, you know, how hard I went on being Christian, and you know, how hard I advocated for being a Christian witch and all of that. And I do feel like it was kind of my introduction into the world of witchcraft, and kind of really learning who I was. And Mother Goddess actually brought in Loki and was kind of like, I think you need someone who's a little bit more hands-on, someone who's going to lighten your energy a little bit and do a lot of work with you, and someone that you're actually going to listen to and work with on a regular basis. So that's been quite a wild ride, just learning to accept that I am working with a new God. As someone who, you know, was baptized and raised, you know, in the whole Catholic Christian world, that was very hard for me to come to grips with. So that alone has been a lot for me. A lot. So that's why I've been very quiet, but I think I could do a video on that. I mean, you guys, you're already here, you know, so I guess while I'm here, while I'm filming, I don't particularly, I guess I can make a video about that. So for those of you guys who made it to the end, thank you so much for sticking around. I know this was a very long-winded video. Just kind of took a really weird turn, so I do appreciate those of you guys who stuck around, those of you guys who made it to the end, those of you guys who have been checking up on me and asking if I'm okay and everything. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. I'm here. I'm doing great, actually, and that's kind of just why I haven't been filming. Just kind of jumped on the horse, grabbed the reins, and just let it take me. So I really hope that wherever you guys are when this video reaches you, my friends, you have a beautiful, wonderful day. If you made it to the end, please give my video a big thumbs up. You know, that helps me out so very much, and I really cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Namaste.